introductory video recap. We're just starting out with a little bit of play using the flirt pole here. So I like to start out with using the flirt pole pretty much every time we work together, especially if I'm just bringing him out of his pen or his crate. So usually our routine is we go do a potty break, come in here and play, and then we get started. So we've been playing for a few minutes here. Once he's in possession of it, I'll try to get it away from him. Once I get it away from him, he'll chase it around. I do let him catch it every so often, because if we are constantly having our dog chase it around and don't give them the opportunity to catch it, they can get frustrated. So I am making sure he has lots of wins, that he gets to hang on to that toy, thrash it around, all that good stuff. So as a reminder, when he's in possession of the toy, I do not lift him off the floor or drag him across the floor. I'll just put some gentle opposition on it, or maybe wait till he gets distracted and try to see if I can get it away from him. Oh, I got it there, buddy. You're so quick. Good boy. So something that I do like to do with pretty much any dog I work with when we're playing with toys is I do like to handle the dog a little bit. So I'm just going to pet him while he's in possession of this toy, just to make sure that he's comfortable with being handled while he has something in his mouth. Good boy. Good job, buddy. What a good man. Woohoo. And I do try to play with this on the rug. I'm trying to keep him as best as I can off of the hardwood floor because I don't want him to slip while trying to get it and hurt himself. So this might be a good toy to play with him outside with. Good job, buddy. Okay, so I'm going to get this away from him. So if I'm ready to end the game, but he's still kind of playing, I will trade out for some food. Good boy. And then we're going to get into our first exercise here. So first thing we're going to do is charge our clicker. So we'll do this just 2 or 3 times before we get started. Just to make sure that he's ready to go. He's got that really solid association between hearing the click and getting a piece of food. Good job, buddy. So we've been working on having Brisket follow a food lure, and we have worked up to having him follow it while he's on leash. So I have his collar and his harness on. I've been practicing a little bit of both. I'll do a few reps with it on his collar, a few reps on his harness. He tends to do better when the leash is connected to his flat collar. I know you guys prefer the harness, and that's fine. I think it's just going to take a little bit more time to get him used to the leash being connected to that harness. I think he's not quite sure when the leash goes over his head what to make of it yet. So when I get his leash on, I am going to use food for this. Again, I want to make sure that this is a nice positive thing for him. So I'm going to start by having it on his harness first. Good job, buddy. And then we're just going to do our food luring exercise here. Good shake. Good shake, buddy. Where you going? Okay. So he does tend to kind of walk a little sideways when this is connected to his harness, and that's fine. Brisket. He will start to straighten out the more we do this. Brisket. But it's already much better than it was week 1. Brisket. Good boy. And then as a reminder, I do like to practice this with both hands. Make sure he's comfortable being on either side. What are you doing, bud? Brisket. Nice work, buddy. Brisket. Good boy. And then again, I've been practicing with the leash attached to his collar as well, so I'm just going to switch it over. So again, getting him on a piece of food, so he's busy eating that food while I switch up his gear. And then we're just going to repeat the process, and now he's attached to his collar and not the harness. What a good boy. Brisket. Good man. So you can see he's a little more comfortable with that leash being on his collar. Brisket. Good boy. I'm going to practice with both hands. Brisket. What a smart boy. Brisket. Good man. Just going to grab a refill on food real quick. Okay. So I've also been having him practice a couple position changes while he's on leash. So we've been doing our sits and our downs. We are to the point with Brisket where he will offer me a sit or a down with just saying his verbal command. I have not been having to use a food lure or a hand signal for him this week. So we'll do a few repetitions with him on leash. I'll take him off leash. We'll do a few repetitions off leash. Go get it. Tossing a reset. He's offering me that down already. Brisket, sit. What a smart puppy. So giving him follow-up cookies for maintaining position. Break, still using that release cue to let him out of position. Brisket, down. What a smart boy. Same thing, gonna give him follow-ups here. Break. And then we've been continuing to practice our hand targets or touch command as well. So I have noticed for him that generally he does better if I give him a few warm-ups with the food lure first, and then I ask him to target my hand without food. So we'll do a few lured ones first. Brisket, touch. Good boy. Brisket, touch. Good job. And then we're going to move on to not having food in my hand, but I am still going to mark a reward after he does it. Brisket, touch. Good boy. And I'm going to practice with my other hand. Brisket, touch. What a smart puppy. Good boy. Okay, and then I'm going to take his leash off and we're going to run through those things without him on the leash. Good boy. No, it's not playtime. Come here. Brisket, sit. I'm going to move the flirt pole here because he thinks it's playtime. Come here. Go get it. Okay, let's try again, bud. Brisket. Brisket. Down. Good boy. Break. Here, we're going to try sit next. Brisket. Sit. What a smart puppy. Break. And then we'll do a couple hand targets. Brisket, touch. Good boy. Brisket, touch. What a smart puppy. We'll do one more. Brisket, touch. Good boy. Good job, buddy. This week, our goal with the mat is once I put that blanket down, I will cue Brisket to go to place, and he's going to settle into a down position with just that one cue. So I'm not having to say place, sit, down, stay. It's just place, and that's it we're saying. So he will settle into that down position, and I've been adding distance and duration this week, meaning I'm able to take a few steps away from him in different directions, maybe turn my back to him, and he's going to stay in that down position on the mat. I want to start to teach him that no matter where I am in relation to him, I need him to stay on that mat until I release him. What you doing, bud? Look at it. Brisket, place. So settles right into that down really nicely. And then just taking a few steps away. So this is how we're going to start to build distance and duration. Whoops. So he got up because that treat fumbled a little bit, just getting him back into position there. And notice I'm putting the food down on the mat right between his paws. This will encourage him to stay in that down position. Break, using that release cue to let him off of the mat. Whoops, he just hit my camera here. Let me readjust if I need to. Hang on one second. Look at you being a good boy, making your way back over there. So I'm going to reward him for that, even though I didn't cue him. And then we're going to reset. Break. Brisket, place. What a smart boy. So again, just practicing, turning my back to him, walking away a couple steps, coming back to reward, going in a different direction, maybe pausing for a few seconds. What a smart boy. And then also making sure that I practice releasing him in different directions as well. Break. We'll run through that one more time. Brisket, place. What a good boy. Nice work, bud. Break. And then again, just remembering to put this away when we're not using it. Okay, bud. We've been continuing to work with the crate this week as well. So this week, the goal with our crate games is to be able to close the door and add a little bit of distance and duration, kind of similar to what we were just doing with the mat. Brisket, crate. So marking and rewarding for all 4 paws in. Marking and rewarding after I close the door. And then I'm just going to take a couple steps away. So I just want to see that he's going to continue to offer me calm behavior. As long as he does, then I will go back in and reward. And I'll do this a few times. Again, walking away in different directions, turning my back to him, pausing for a few seconds. And then when I am ready to let him out of the crate, still meeting him at the threshold with a piece of food before I release him. So I'm using wait and break for this. Wait. Break. Good boy. We'll run through that again. Brisket, crate. So it's to the point where he will go into this crate on cue without me having to lure him with a piece of food. What a good boy. Good job, buddy. Nice work, Brisket. So then same thing when I'm going to let him out. Wait. Break. Good boy. I started to introduce Brisket to what I call baby walking this week. So this is going to be like our precursor to teaching our dog how to walk nicely in heel. So I've been having him follow a food lure the past few weeks. He's been getting much better at that. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him follow a food lure while making sure I keep my hand at the seam of my pants so that he gets used to moving with me in heel position. So I'm going to show him a piece of food. If we're walking backwards, keeping my hand at the seam of my pants, making sure he's staying nice and close to me. And then same thing if we're going forward. Hand is at the seam of my pants. He'll find that food all on his own. Good boy. We'll do that going backwards again. Good job, buddy. And then we'll do forward again. Nice work, buddy. So as he gets older, we will teach him formal heel position and moving with us. This is just starting to get him used to that zone of reinforcement being right at the seam of our pants. Good job, buddy. We've been continuing to work on Brisket's recall this week as well, so he's been doing excellent with his name recognition. So I'm just going to kind of run through everything that we've been working on with his recall. So first thing we're going to do is do a little bit of our flying cookie game, just using his name, making sure he's responding really well to his name. Go get it. Brisket. Good boy. So I'm clicking the moment he turns in my direction. I'm not waiting until he gets all the way back to me. Go get it. Brisket. Good boy. We'll do that one more time here. Go get it. Brisket. What a good boy. Okay, so that's the first step in working on recall. The second step is charging our recall word. So for him, we're using come. So I like to do this at each training session, just so that he has a really solid understanding of when he hears that word come, he's going to be rewarded heavily at our feet. So for this, I'm not using my clicker. I don't even have to say his name. I'm just going to say his recall word and drop food at my feet. And I'll do that maybe 4 or 5 times. Come. 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 Good boy, Brisket. So now we're going to move into playing the flying cookie game, but using his name and his recall cue. So for this, as a reminder, if I say his name and he does not respond to his name, I'm going to go through some troubleshooting options just to get him to respond to his name. If he turns as soon as I say his name and he's responding really well, then I will go ahead and use his recall word. Go get it. didn't go very far, buddy. Let's try it again. Go get it. Brisket, come. Good boy. Go get it. Brisket. Up, 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 up. Good boy. Okay, so there he didn't respond to his name right away because he was looking for the piece of food. So instead of repeating his name, I started to go through troubleshooting options. First one I usually do is make some sort of silly noise that typically will get my dog's attention. We'll do one more here. Go get it. Brisket, come. Nice work, buddy. Good boy. Yeah, good job. I've been continuing to work with Brisket on Leave It. So we've been doing two different things. First one is when I'm practicing Leave It in my hand, we're working up to me being able to open up my hand after he backs off and seeing that he'll stay backed off from my open hand for a few seconds before I mark and reward him. And then we've also been practicing with doing Leave It on the floor as well. So we'll start with it in my hand here. So I'm going to show him the food. Leave it. Good boy. Nice work, buddy. Good job. I'm going to toss a reset between each repetition. Go get it. Leave it. Good boy. Nice work, bud. So now when I cue Brisket to leave it and set the food on the floor, I want to see if after he backs off, I'm able to uncover that food that's on the floor. I'm still going to keep my hand near it in case I need to quickly cover it. But again, I just want to see that he's going to stay backed off for a few seconds before I mark and reward him. Grab a clicker here. Leave it. Good boy. Good job, buddy. This week with our handling, I've been working on continuing to use a pair of nail clippers and a brush with Brisket. So he's probably not going to need a heck of a lot in the way of grooming and brushing, but I still want to get him used to it. It's good for teaching him all about handling here. So I'm going to get him on a piece of food first. Ideally, I'd like him to be standing up, but if he pops into a sit, that's okay. So as he's eating that food, I'm just going to run this brush along his back. Yes, good boy. I'm going to mark it with a yes. And give him that piece of food. And we'll do that again. Yes, good boy. And we'll do one more. Yes, nice work, buddy. Go get it. Tossing a little reset before we move on here. Okay, next we're going to work with our clippers. So this is going to be much of the same. I'm going to start by just running it down his back. Yes, good boy. Yes. And then when I start to work on his legs and paws, I'm going to start with it up at the top of a leg, slide my hand down while I'm holding the clippers, and then pick up a paw. Yes, good boy. Yes. Nice work, buddy. Yes. Good boy. See if we can get that last paw here. Yes, what a good boy. Good job, bud. And then I've also been working on with his paws, isolating one toe in preparation for a nail trim. So I'm going to slide my hand down his leg and pick up a paw, and then just isolate one toe. Yes, good boy. See if I can get him to stand so I can do the back leg here. Whoops, you're getting away from me, bud. Yes, nice work, buddy. Yes. Get this last back paw here. Yes, good job, buddy. Nice work. Toss a reset. Go get it. So again, using that reset as a gauge. If he comes back and is happy to take more food, then we'll keep working. If he's really not into it, then I'll end it there. You want to keep going, bud? What do you think? We've been continuing to work on handling his tail and some restraint holds here. So let me get him into a standing position. So for a restraint hold, I'm just sliding my hand underneath his belly, adding a little bit of light pressure and just a short duration, just a couple of seconds. Yes, good boy. Yes. And for his tail, just gently lifting up his tail, not really pulling on it or putting a ton of pressure on it. Yes, just preparing him for when he has to have his temperature taken. You're being such a good boy. Yes. We'll do that one more. Yes, good job, buddy. What a good boy. And then I've been continuing to make sure that he's comfortable with me handling his collar as well. Just sliding my hand under, shifting it around a little bit. What a good boy. Go get it. Oh, right here, bud. Brisket. And then for his face, just handling his ears a little bit. Just getting a good look. Yes, good boy. Yes. For his eyes, just gently lifting an eyelid. Yes, what a good puppy. Yes. And then for his mouth, lifting up his lips on either side so I can get a good look at his gums. Yes, good man. Yes, good boy. Good job, Brisket. That's it for Brisket's week 3 video recap. Make sure that you're looking at your video library as well as the email that I send over. It'll give you some written instruction as well. But those will give you a lot more detailed information on everything we've been working on with Brisket in week 3.